What I eat in a raw food diet. After 17 years and a half living on raw foods, primarily fruits and vegetables, I want to show you my fridge. What does a raw fooder eat? What does a frugivore eat? What does a person that lives on fruits and vegetables, like our ancestors, like the anthropoid primates or most close relative cousins, eat? So, because I don't cook, I eat what human beings can eat, raw and with pleasure. Because with cooking, you can salt it, eat potatoes, rice, beans, but raw, most of these foods are non-appealing or even non-consumable because they're tough, they're unpalatable, they don't have any kind of taste. So this is what I eat in a raw food diet. I have like hugely extreme big Palmer mangoes. These are exportation kind of Palmer mangoes. They're so sweet, incredibly sweet. I harvested a lot of pitayas from my garden. This is actually the biggest one. I harvested a lot of pitayas from my garden. These are the most beautiful ones, but I have like we call pitaya, you guys call dragon fruit, right? Here I have a watermelon, I have sprouted barley, I have loads and loads of persimmons because it's persimmon season. I get a really huge discount on a box of persimmons. I have fresh beans from the garden. Some of them were actually drying, so I put them on, soaked them in water. I have avocados, really ripe persimmons over here, grapes, a papaya from my garden, and actually a melon over there. And I have here aubergines, you guys call eggplants, right? These are eggplants. I have Chinese cabbage, lettuce, celery, chives, and a lot of other vegetables, and really huge apples and oranges. Besides of that, I have a few really ripe beets. I use some black tahini once in a while when I'm like lazy to make a dressing, but this is raw tahini. And this is actually fresh beans from the garden. These are like dried, but actually I planted and harvested them. Dragon fruits, onion, mangoes, limes, beets, eggplants, and beans. And limes from the garden. These oranges are really ripe. Although they look bad, they're really sweet. And these are actually what real oranges look like. If they don't have any treatment, they get damaged by the sun and they get really tasty and a lot more sweet this way. So here we have huge papayas, 2 watermelons and a half of a watermelon, bananas. They sell a little bit cheaper when they're out of the bunch, right? When they're really ripe out of the bunch. I have several persimmons, a box of grapes, several of green grapes over there, and here are black grapes. I'm actually going to do a grape ice cream for you guys, so stay tuned on the channel and look in the description and in the cards above so you can see the grape ice cream recipe. And here I have more persimmons. You can tell that they are really ripe. He gave me some. He sold me like a box for $5, a box with probably 60 persimmons or something like that, 50. More papayas, more mangoes, Indian fig. I don't know how you guys call this fruit over there. Rose apple, I think is the name in English, right? I have some rose apples. They're really ripe, but they're a gift from my mom from actually a tree. I travel a lot, so I usually freeze some fruits. When I get back, I have like fruit available. I don't have to go to the supermarket. So I have like frozen jackfruit, frozen bananas, more jackfruit over here, and more mangoes from the garden. This will be a part of my dinner. Tomatoes, cucumbers, English cucumbers, fresh tahini that I made at home. It's actually a tahini dressing because I use water to blend it, but I like it a lot. But it's homemade, fresh, raw, and without salt. Coconut pulp, I actually drink 2 or 3 coconuts per day. Here it's cheap and easy to get. Sugar apple, a lot of sugar apples come out from my trees. These are actually from my garden. Some persimmons I harvest in the tree, and actually an orange and a tangerine from the garden. They're still not good. They just drop out of the tree. I try to open them. I don't think I would be able to eat them. New trees drop a lot of fruits before they're ripe. I don't know why, but they're still getting mature, right? The tree still managing to make babies, learning to make babies. But a frugivore diet, a raw food diet, doesn't mean a fruitarian diet. Doesn't mean a diet that you live on fruit or try to live primarily on fruit and vegetables only. So that's a really important part that you must understand. So I eat a lot of other foods, raw foods like peanuts, walnuts, macadamias, like a lot of nuts and seeds. I eat legumes like peas, like lentils, like chickpeas. Now lately I have been using a little bit of oats and quinoa, but they are raw. I just sprout them, maybe heat them until 47 Celsius, would be 80 Fahrenheit, until I can see that the food is being damaged by the heat. You just turn off the heat and serve. So it's a little bit complicated. I can show you in another video, but we call here warm it up. It's a technique from the living food people that they develop. I almost never use it, but in these last 2 years, trying to eat a little bit more of grains and legumes to get a little bigger for like weightlifting, I use it once in a while. So you can see here, for example, I have like walnuts, peanuts, and even Brazil nuts on the shelf. A lot of people never seen these, but it's really, really tasty and it's better. It's not oxidized. So eating a diversity of foods like mushrooms, algae, legumes, and even if you're not vegan, you can include some animal products. Even if you heat a little bit, even if you have 80% of your diet from raw foods and 20% cooked foods, that is a really, really advantage on everything in your life. All kinds of systems in your body will function better. So don't get too attached with details. For sure, I'm a frugivore. I feel better this way. For 15 of these years, I almost didn't use legumes and grains. I used just a little bit of legumes like fresh peas and things like that. These last 2 years, I have been using a little bit more, but the important part is variety and don't get attached to details like these fruitarians, these people that try to live on only fruits and then end up killing themselves or ending up damaging their health. So don't go to extremes, even worse, without knowledge, without expertise in what you're doing. So tell me here in the comments what you want to see in the channel. How can I help you? Tell me more about what's in your fridge, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share, hit the subscribe button and the notifications. And if you want my help, I can help you as a nutritionist online and in person. Also with my fasting book, The Hygienic Fasting Nature Surgery, available on Amazon. Just click the link below. There are raw food retreats here in Brazil and online courses. Wishing you all the best and click these videos to know more.